Tacoma Prepper here, aka Eric Rosenblatt, and today I think I'd like to bring up I guess it would be a sort of controversial topic, and that is, what is the best combat slash survival knife? And I know that's mixing two things that, well, they're connected, but not quite. Um, I mean, what do you think of when you think of a survival knife? Rambo knife, right? You know, with the serrated or that weird saw blade and stuff, and the hollow handle with the survival kit in it. Honestly, I think that stuff is pretty much garbage. It looks cool, and it's an interesting idea, but it's garbage. For me, I have been on a quest for a long time to find the best survival knife. And I think I've found a pretty good candidate, and I'm going to get into it today. So, that would be the Kizlyar Condor. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? So, of course, the first thing you're going to want is a trusty old AK. Bayonet, that is. Now I know this is going to ruffle some feathers and stuff like that, but hey, it's a conversation worth having. I really want to know, what is the best survival knife, like one that has like combat capabilities and survival capabilities. Honestly, I really do love the Soviet era AK bayonet. I think it's awesome, but actually I'm sure a lot of people in the US in particular are going to say the K-bar, and I have a K-bar. I love it. I think it's a fantastic knife. The only thing that I'm not so certain of is the tang. Seems to be a little bit thin. So batoning, I'd be really terrified about batoning with this knife. Although I think it's a fantastic, absolutely awesome knife. Probably one of the best. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the Kizlyar. So this is a Russian-made knife, and I have not seen a lot of English reviews of this knife. A lot of them are in Russian, of course, as you'd expect, but you know, it has like a nice leather case here, or a sheath, leather snap kind of system, which I actually really like, as opposed to the one with the little metal things. I don't know what those are called, but this has just this post that fits through a slotted hole. A little bit finicky getting it out, but you know. So here we go. Let's take a look at that blade. I really love this blade profile. It's like a Tonto style sort of thing. But what's nice, this is a full tang. I don't know if I can really show you here, but it's essentially a solid slab of steel that runs all the way through with a rubber grip that's molded around it. I think this is the Condor 3 version. So it has a little nub down here to kind of keep your fingers from, well, slipping onto this incredibly sharp blade. It's very, very sharp. Kind of difficult to show the profile here, but it's wicked. It's a wicked knife, and I really love it. It sort of like fulfills all of my expectations and requirements for a combat and survival knife. Aside from maybe like you have the saw edge on this particular version of the K-bar. I do like that, but this thing is sick. It's a little tricky to get a hold of, obviously, in the US, because it's made in Russia. But God, it is just absolutely gorgeous, and it fits the hand really well. Like it really feels natural in your hand. Hard to describe. You'd have to feel it for yourself, I suppose. But the contours are really amazing. I don't know. And it is sharp. Very, very sharp. I probably should have had a piece of paper up here to show you how sharp it is, but oh boy, it's sharp. I love it. The only thing I wish is that it didn't have that like plastic liner in the sheath, because it does kind of make a little bit of noise when you draw it. It makes noise, and that's no good in my mind. And I'm not too keen on it's basically just a piece of leather on the back that you just kind of slip a belt through to hold the sheath to a belt. But I mean, hey, you know what? Sometimes simple is better. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's hot. Need a little bit of beer there. But I think this is an absolutely fantastic knife. And maybe, I don't know. Being full tang too, like this huge bit on the end here, you could use that as a hammer. It's quite thick. The profile of the blade is, especially the handle end, is very thick. I don't know how thick, but it's thick enough. But what more can I say? I think this is in my opinion, and I'm a knife guy. I really love knives. I have quite a collection of knives. I love survival knives, even the stupid ones like the Rambo knives with the hollow handles and stuff. I love those things, even though they suck. But a knife has to be able to baton, and that's one of the shortcomings of the K-bar, is that tang end right here. That is so thin. I'm sure it's capable, but I'd be concerned. Whereas with this, I would not be, because this thickness of steel goes all the way through the grip. So that's pretty solid. And of course, the Tonto edge, my favorite blade profile. I love it. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really used it that much. Obviously, I will provide updates as I use it, but it's pretty freaking fantastic. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's my English review of the Kizlyar Condor version 3 combat knife. Yeah, all right. So that's my basic review. So after I switched camera angles, I decided to grab a piece of paper to do the old paper test and see. Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty friggin' sharp, I would say. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. I love this knife. I would trust this knife. I think it's great. But I know everybody has their own opinions about things like this. It depends on the circumstances, what purpose you're looking for. I'm looking for combat and survival all rolled up into one, which is probably a tall order, but I think this fulfills most of those that criteria. I don't know. So I'd love to hear your comments. What knife you think would be the best survival knife? I mean, I will concede that the K-bar is fucking awesome. So it on a scale, I think they're pretty equivalent. I just think the Kizlyar Condor knife is just a wee bit heavier in terms of preferability for me. But tell me what your favorite survival knife is, what you think is best. For me too, it's like, yeah, the Becker BK9, absolutely fantastic knife, but it's huge. This thing is slim and trim and mean. Like it doesn't take up a lot of space. It isn't too heavy. It isn't too bulky. That's kind of, I think, ideal for a survival sort of situation. And yeah, so I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. Like, what do you think is the best knife, or maybe recommendations to check out? Because I love knives. I might end up getting one or more of any recommendations and checking them out. Yeah, so I guess that's that. Geez. Well, take care, everybody, and stay safe out there. See ya. So, of course, the first thing you're going to want is a trusty old AK. Fuck me, why is that not... How can I... Okay, let's just not connect this all the way.